Okay, so I'm going to do a quick demonstration on how to place your apples in the hot water. Always make sure you take the stems out. I use a spoon because I don't want to get burned. And I do a couple at a time. Because these apples are big, probably going to go anywhere from 7 to 10 seconds. One 1,000, two 1,000, three 1,000, four 1,000, five 1,000, six 1,000, seven 1,000, eight 1,000, nine 1,000, 10 1,000. Okay, so now we're going to take the apples that were dipped in the hot water and place them in the sink. As you can see, this is clean water. And as I drop one in, you can see some of the wax residue floating around in the sink. See how the wax comes off the apple? And that's what we want. That lets me know that I let my... Alright. As I dip the apples in the hot water to remove the wax, I'll take them out and I'll set them in the sink full of cold water. And as you can see, these are sitting. I'm getting ready to take them out and dry them off. Okay, so this is what your water will look like after you clean your apples and the water cool down. You'll see all of the wax that was removed from the apples. All waxed. Alright, you guys, I'm back. I've taken the apples out of the water. I've wiped them all down. I'll show you a couple of apples that still have sap being released. And then first I want you to listen to the sound that the apples will make when you're rubbing them with the rag or your finger. And it's just basically saying that your apples no longer have the wax on them. So we're going to just take and wipe one off. And you're not wiping it hard. You're just rubbing a rag across it and you'll hear the squeaking. And this is the sound that you listen for. And you know that the wax has been removed from your apples. And as you can see, there's no bruising of the apple, no skin being removed. Let's see if we can find one that has some wax. Some sap that's being released from the apple. Here's one that might show up pretty good. I couldn't really see on that other one, but you see those spots? That's just the sap that's still being released from after all of the wax has been removed. And this is the reason why you want to let your apples sit for 48 hours before you dip them in the candy. Because this wax is still coming out. And once you put that candy on it, and you'll see, you can clean them off before you do it. And you'll see after the apples have been dipped, you'll notice their little pinhole spots. You know your apples are clean, but because it's still releasing sap, that's where the spots come from. So you just want to make sure you keep them wiped down, and you always wipe them down before you dip them in the candy. You can do a 24-hour, you can do a same day candy dipping. You know, you let your apples sit in the cold water, but still be reminded that they're still releasing sap. So you're going to get those pinholes in your apples. That's why you want to wait for 48 hours before you dip your apples in your candy. I mean, it's the best result to me. And you always want your work to speak for itself. So we have one. I'm going to use my finger. And you hear that sound? My whole hand. And again, I'm not rubbing it hard, so there's no bruising done to the apple. So today is Thursday. The apples will be ready to be dipped tomorrow. So I will see you guys tomorrow when I get ready to dip the apples. Alright, so here I have some of my apples that I'm already putting sticks in. For those of you who don't know how to insert the straws into the apples, I have one more and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. I turn my apples upside down. I want to insert my stick here and not here where the stem is. And just because the apple, okay, so here's what I'll do. I'll set my straw on top first. Placing my straw right here. And then I'll take one of these sticks, insert it in top of the straw. Yes, there's the stick. And once you put your stick in, you want it to stand up straight like this. You don't want it to be tilted to the side. You don't want that. So you're going to guide it with your hand right where you want it to go. And you just take anything you have. Oh, I use this. And you'll know when you need to stop. And then there you have it. And see, your stick is standing up straight. It's not leaning. Now, if you don't use these white sticks, your straws will bend. Your apples will fall off. These sticks are for support. So make sure when you insert your straws, you have the white sticks to go inside. Alright, so we're going to get started. I'm doing gold candy apples. I have all of my items. I have my 4 cups of sugar, 1 cup of karo, 1 cup of water. We're going to be doing gold candy apples. And you don't need white when you do this. My spatula, you make sure you have something that can withstand up to 300 heat or more. I have my thermometer. And I have my apples. Stove already preheated on medium heat. So I'm going to go ahead and add my water. And my karo. Mix it up well. Go ahead and add it to the heat. And this is the last time I will be mixing it until it's done. And this is what you'll be using your cup for. Just to set your spoon in. Less mess. And I know everybody have their different flavors that they chose to use. I use this by Wilton, and it's a clear vanilla. And I prefer to use clear because sometimes that the one that has the tint color to it, to me it kind of alters your color when you're trying to get a specific color. But you know, that's to me. It could be different for anybody else. So we're going to let this candy cook, and I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, I am back. So we're at almost 250. So I'm going to go ahead and add my flavoring. I'm going to do a half a teaspoon. So I'm going to let this finish, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is what your candy should be looking like. We are right at a little over 250. Between the, right at the hard boil, or hard ball, going up to the soft crack. And this is what your candy will look like. So while you're waiting on this, you want to go ahead and wipe your apples down one more time. Alright, so I'm just going to wipe my apples one more time. Once you get past that 250 stage, you definitely don't want to move away from your stove, because the candy actually starts, the temp actually starts to rise faster. So you do not want to leave your stove once your candy gets past 250. I got Steven there. Can't really see. So I'm going to take mine off at $2.95. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it so you guys can see why I take it off at $2.95. You can let it cook till 300. But for some colors, like when you want to get a all white, and you want a nice pure white, you don't want to let it cook to 300 or past 300, because it'll get a little tint, and then it becomes harder to maintain the white, and you start adding too much, and then your candy's messed up. But hold on just a second. So when you stop it at $2.95, this is what you'll get. I'm going to shake up my gold real good. Now with the gold, I can't really tell you exactly how much to add, but you're going to add a good bit. And you just do it to your likings. Alright, so we're going to stop right there. We're going to mix it up. You don't want to beat it like you're blending a cake, but you just want to mix it. Mix it well. And like I said, you do have to use a good bit to get the gold. Because as you can see, it's, you guys, you can still see through it. So we're going to add a little bit more. Yeah, I'm just going to add just a little bit more. Alright. Okay, so now we finished mixing this up. And then we'll start dipping the apples. And what you want to do is tilt your pot. And you take your apples. Hold on. You take your apples and you insert it. Just kind of spin it so. Pull it out. And you want a nice clean bottom. You don't want it messy. You don't want it too big. So you scrape it against the pot. And then you'll place it down. I got 6. I probably could have got 2, maybe 3 more. But we're going to save that. Give me just a second. Okay, you guys, so I couldn't turn the video around without stopping it. So, I do have an app where I can join them all together. But this is your goal. And you can do it as light or as dark as you want. And even though it looked like I was adding a lot, you see how light it is? Turn off this backlight. And that shine is beautiful. It's amazing. Now I'll take my flash off. Still have the same look. Nice, beautiful shine. It's like a mirror. And that, you guys, is how you clean your apples, add your straws, and dip your apples. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys again. Look at that mirror. Like, all right, you guys. Bye.